What is up? I'm Sergeant Ballistic, but you guys can call me Brian. Thank you for checking out this video today. I am joined by David, who is my friend and co-worker, and we've got his new PC build with us right here. And I guess this is kind of special because it's the first PC build for yourself in like what, 13 years now?
Yeah, 2005, the first 64-bit non-Itanium Intel chip they ever made.
So always back. We of course did a video for PC builds for your kids a while back, and that was a fun video, kind of a whole streaming setup style video. And now you're kind of doing the big boy build for yourself. So it's kind of got a dual purpose in its kind of eventual state. You wanted something that you can game on, do some content creation initially, but in the future you kind of have plans to change it. You went into picking the parts and speccing it out knowing that.
So my kids have decided that we've been playing Minecraft since they were literally 4 years old, and to this point I've been gaming on my work MacBook Pro, and that's just not quite cutting it anymore. And so if I'm going to keep up with the kids, I need my own PC. In addition to that, they want to be YouTubers, just like most kids these days. They don't want to be actors and actresses, right? And so this is also going to double as a video editing rig.
Yeah. So you relied on PC Part Picker pretty heavily for this.
I did.
That wasn't around, of course, the last time you did a build for yourself. I think it was around when you did the build for your kids.
That's right.
But it's grown and expanded and has all the parts, pretty much as soon as they come out. It's got a huge database of compatibilities and stuff like that. So it seems like that was definitely helpful for you.
Yeah, what's great and also not so great about PC Part Picker is you can see, well, the prices are up this week. Yeah. Do I wait and build, do I make my build now or not? And this is May 2018, and so there's been some new pieces like CPUs that have been announced, but ended up going with the 8700K because its single-threaded performance is better than the Ryzen 2. If it weren't for that, probably would be doing a Ryzen build. Right. Yeah, the ROG Strix e-gaming, it had the built-in Wi-Fi, has USB-C. I'm getting more of those devices now, particularly because anything with the MacBook. But it has some RGB, and it's the Aorus. I was really looking to the NZXT water cooler with the Hue Plus and the lighting strips and the synchronized fans and all that. Then I peeled that back, and as it's kind of smacks you right in the face here, but clearly ended up going with the Noctua. Really, goal for this build was low sound, so I basically wanted to see, throw the best that Noctua had at it and see how quiet that could get. This is the offset block, which is new, and so you'll notice that there's a good 1.5 inch gap between the cooler block and the GPU, which is mounted in the top slot. You also see that these are low profile RAM sticks in here and have just tons of clearance, even if these weren't.
So overall, there are 6 Noctua fans in here, including the one on the cooler, which you actually swapped out because it came with the traditional Noctua brown. Doo-doo brown is what I hear a lot of people refer to it as. But you've gone with the black, and these are the Chromax.
Yeah, these are the Chromax, and you wouldn't know it because I picked the black anti-vibration pads for it. Yeah, you're paying, I guess, a premium for Noctua, but then you're paying the Noctua tax to not have the poo-poo brown. Yeah. So I think the Meshify C comes with 2 120s, one in the front, one in the rear. Put in 2 140 millimeters in the front, 120 millimeter in the rear. We inverted the power supply to draw air from the case, so we can really rely on those front fans. In addition to that, one thing that we went back and forth on is we also have 2 140 millimeters at the top, pulling air in. We discussed, should that be pushing air out? Do you even do one in, one out?
Not have them there at all. Without kind of trying and seeing if it makes any temperature or performance differences. it's just whatever people prefer kind of
Yeah.
online. It's very hard to determine what is the best way.
That's right.
I'm sure people will have opinions.
Oh,
in the
I'm sure.
comments.
Yeah. This is you didn't do anything right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So you mentioned the GPU. I think that's going to be an interesting decision. A lot of people will talk about. We're still waiting on NVIDIA to drop or announce a new set of cards, and I think that weighed heavily on your decision to pick the 1070 Ti.
I'm not going to pay double for a 1080 Ti on what's tech that's over a year old. I'm going to sit on a perfectly decent card for the next, 9 months till the 11 series come out and hopefully get one at MSRP.
You just went with a single 960. Is it the Pro or is it just
It's not the Pro. 960 Evo. The 970 Evos are out now. Could have bought the 970 Evo. I was looked at Non-Tech and Tom's Hardware, looked at a lot of performance, and it didn't seem like it was really going to make that much of a difference. And so I just bought the cheapest one, but it looked like the 960 in some instances was actually faster. The RAM was just the cheapest, 3000 plus RAM that I could find. I think this is the PC 3000 or whatever they
I think
call
that
it.
LPX is kind of the go-to for a lot of people. If they're not going RGB, they just kind of pop that in there and maybe they switch to something later. The PSU, which I guess you can't see here because of the nice basement, which is vented. I thought that was interesting on the Meshify C. It's 650 watt.
650 watt, 80 plus gold. It should support, a couple more SSDs, which I plan to put in at some point soon, and a higher watt GPU at some point.
PC Part Picker spec'd it out at like 400 and something.
Yeah,
watts.
409 watts. I believe it's
So you've
kind of
definitely got some
calculated.
room there.
Yeah, I plan to overclock the CPU. Gonna play around with that. I haven't done overclocking in quite a while.
Different process, kind of.
It's a lot easier now.
There's a lot of one-touch utilities now. Asus has a one-touch utility.
Yeah, this had it. This is like, you want to go ahead and overclock?
Yeah.
Press here.
Press the button, overclock G. So I guess maybe moving on to the builds, there were some interesting points. And you did pretty much everything yourself. I think I stepped in to help with the cable management. So.
Yeah, overall it went well. The Noctua cooling block was created quite a bit of challenges. What do you call the 8-pin CPU power?
8-pin CPU power cable was definitely a challenge, I remember.
Yeah, getting your hands in there. I cut my finger twice on these fins.
So like a piece of advice is if you have a CPU cooler this big, pre-install that and pass it through, because otherwise you gotta try to skinny your hand into that little crevice and get that installed. So.
I'd say a large magnetic Phillips head screwdriver would have been great for this screw on the top corner there. Getting that in just as well was a bit of a challenge. And that's one of those just things you can't learn about a build just by looking at it or just by relying on PC Part Picker alone. It's kind of why I don't like videos where people just kind of throw together builds and recommend that people go out and spend their hard-earned money on it, because you can't figure out stuff like that. That wasn't anything blocking in terms of getting the build together, but it's definitely something you can't just know and guess on. Yeah, one thing that I thought was pretty cool was this I guess heat plate for the M.2.
Yeah,
I never seen that before.
It's pretty new. It's like I don't think I have any builds that utilize it so far. Now that the PC is all built, we've done some kind of initial testing. You got to see it and hear it. What are your thoughts on just your decisions and how the PC's come together so far?
So far, I thought the build looks really clean inside. So I'm pleased with the aesthetics, though that wasn't a goal. But overall, I'm really pleased. I thought the build came together really smoothly. I ended up sourcing all parts on either Amazon or Newegg. Everything came in as expected, came in when it was supposed to, and so I was definitely pleased with that. I think overall this was a super smooth build. The Meshify C case is really well laid out. Made it a joy to kind of put together. Yeah,
I think case progression, just in the way things have gone toolless, the way you don't have that huge prevalent front bay anymore, which was kind of the standard in ATX form factors for a long time. How about the sound profile overall?
It's great. I mean, it's pretty quiet. It's not silent. It's pretty much silent,
Yeah.
not under load.
We had to turn off the AC and my PC just to be able to hear it to get you an idea. So.
Yeah, so not under load, doing kind of light editing when you're not gaming. It's more or less, as quiet as you can get.
Yeah, and we haven't tuned any of the fan profiles or anything like that. They're on their standard fan profiles, so we can, kind of customize it to what your actual work is.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think the build went really, really well. I learned a lot from it. Hopefully a lot of people watching have learned a little bit about, if they're planning on doing another PC, especially after a long time when you have to get back into things. Hopefully it'll help them out. Thank you for sharing this with me, letting me have it and hold it for such a long time, and with all the viewers and stuff like that too.
Absolutely. And thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Was fun. It was fun to build together, and I appreciated all the consulting along the way. Yeah. And as a token of my appreciation, I have the day one
awesome
Xbox controller. If you don't know, Brian collects Xbox controllers. He has many.
Yes.
And
too many, some would say.
I would.
Awesome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
This is one of the few that I really wanted that's missing from my collection, so it'll definitely be stored in a place of pride. Awesome. So I guess that's it for the video. We will be doing another video on kind of David's overall setup. As you can see, we've got monitors and mouse and keyboard behind me, so stay tuned for that. And you're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff in terms of building a whole kind of setup and area for this, so that should be fun to keep track of, and you're gonna have some content on your channel, hopefully.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you did not. Subscribe for more videos like this. Going to be having more PC content on the way. If you guys have any feedback or opinions on this build, definitely leave them in the comments, and check in the description for links to social media. Thanks again. See you.